Here we've got a particularly challenging question involving arithmetic series. Challenging in terms of trying to identify the route through to get a solution. The algebra here is not too complicated. So let's have a look at and try and break this question down. The best way of starting any question of this nature is to write down what you know using the formula that they've given you in the exam paper, but also the formula that you should remember and you need to bring with you into the exam in your brain. You need to know the nth term, which here we're going to write as u of n, and that formula is a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. And here we have u of n stands for the nth term, a is the first term, n is the term number, and d is the common difference. The formula that they give you in the exam is the sum, so sum to n terms, which is n over 2 square bracket 2a plus curved bracket n minus 1 close bracket d and close the square bracket. So here we have n is the term number, a is the first term, n term number again here, and d is a common difference. And if you see, there's a similarity between the nth term and this part of the sum term, sum to n terms. The only difference being that this is nth term plus a, that's where the 2a comes from, and then the whole thing's multiplied by n over 2. So it can be a useful way of trying to remember what the nth term is. So there's my formulas, here's the information in the question. I'm going to write down what I know as best I can in terms of algebra. So it tells me that the fourth term, un, is equal to 6. So I'm going to write that down. So let's go to u of n. I'm going to put a colon there. I'm not going to put equals. What is the fourth term? Well, that's going to be a, my first term, plus n minus 1, so that's 4 minus 1, d, and that equals 6 according to the question. It's got it written up here. Let's just tidy that up. So a plus 3d equals 6. And let's look at the sum. It tells us that the sum is equal to the sixth term squared plus 18. So I need the sixth term. So let's work out the sixth term, u of 6. Well, that is, I can put equals for that because I don't know what it is equal to. U of 6 is equal to, what have we got? We've got a plus 6 minus 1 multiplied by d. So u of 6 is equal to a plus 5d. And I'm going to use that to make it equal to add 18 to it and make it equal to my sum to 11. So let's look at my sum to 11 terms. So sum to 11 terms, what is that? That's going to be 11 over 2 multiplied by 2a plus 11 minus 1d. Tidy that up a little bit. I've got 11 over 2a plus 10d. And let's tidy that one more stage. Let's just get rid of the fraction here by multiplying both the terms inside the bracket by the fraction. So I've got 11 a plus 5d, like that. The next step is to put these things together into this expression here. So s of 11 I've just shown is equal to 11 multiplied by a plus 5d, and it equals u6, which is a plus 5d squared, plus 18. Now here I've got an equation, one equation with two unknowns. That's not helpful. I have another equation here with the same two unknowns. So it's kind of simultaneous equations. The easiest thing, because I've got the squared term, is to just take this and rearrange it so I have a equal to something. And then do a substitution. So I can take my a plus 3d equals 6 and say that a equals 6 minus 3d. And then I can substitute that, replacing a in my equation down here. So let's do that. We've got 11, we've got 6 minus 3d plus 5d equals 6 minus 3d plus 5d. All of that is squared, and I'm adding 18. Tidy this up a bit. I've got 11 multiplied by 6 plus 2d equals 6 plus 2d squared plus 18. Expanding out, I'm getting 66 plus 22d equals, span my bracket, I've got 36 plus 2 6s are 12, and that happens twice, so I've got 24d plus 2d all squared, so that's 4d squared. Remember to square the 2 as well as d, plus 18. Now I want to simplify this. I'm going to bring everything to the right-hand side because my 4d squared is a positive term. So 4d squared. And then look at my d's. I've got 24d plus 22d. Well, take away 22d, rather. So that's plus 2d. And then I have 18 plus 36, take away 66, resulting in minus 12. This is now equal to 0 because I've taken everything away from the left-hand side. My terms are all even, so let's just divide straight through by 2. That's going to give me 2d squared plus d minus 6. That's a quadratic that I can now solve. Let's try and factorize it, see if it works, otherwise quadratic formula. The first two terms will be 2d and d. They're both going to be different. I want to end up with minus 6. So if I work that through, I'm going to get minus 3 and plus 2. Quick check to make sure that works. 2d times d is 2d squared. Minus 3 times 2 is minus 6. And then here I have plus 4d minus 3d, which is positive d. So that works. As you should know, two brackets multiplying to give you 0 means that one or both brackets are equal to 0. So I say that 2d minus 3 equals 0, or d plus 2 equals 0. The first case then, d is going to be equal to 3 over 2. And the second case, d is going to be equal to negative 2. So I've got two values here. Now, just going back to the question, because this is getting a little bit confusing. Arithmetic series where my terms are all greater than 0. For terms to all be greater than 0, my common difference must be positive because the terms must be getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. If I was taking away, eventually I'd get to less than 0. So in that case, my common difference must be 3 over 2 and not minus 2. So I want this one, I don't want this one. So I now know what d is. I can put d into my equation that I've written in blue up the top there. A is equal to this. And then I can find my value of a. So a, let's do this in blue so it stands out. So I have a equals 6 minus 3 multiplied by 3 over 2, which is equal to 6 minus 9 over 2. 9 over 2 is 4.5. So that leaves me with 1.5 or 3 over 2 as an answer of A. Now, a quick look back at the question. It asks us to find the value of 20th term, U20. So I'm going to use this formula here. I have my value of A, I have my value of D. So I can substitute them straight into this formula here. So I now have U of 20 is equal to A, which is 3 over 2, plus N minus 1. 20th term, 20 minus 1 is 19, so plus 19 multiplied by D, which is also 3 over 2. So actually, what have I got here? I've got 20 lots of 3 over 2. 20 lots of 3 over 2. And 20 lots of 3 over 2 is 20 lots of 1.5, which is going to be equal to 30. So U20 is equal to 30. A tricky question in terms of the method, but the starting point for all these questions is always the same. Use the formulas, the one you remember, the one you're given, put everything in, look at what you've got, and then it's really a case of simultaneous equations. Is it substitution? Is it going to be adding, subtracting lines? This one is the substitution. We get a quadratic, but that's fine. You get two solutions, go back to see the restrictions on the question, on the series, identify which one you want, substitute in to find A, and then double check, is that the answer? No, we need to find U of 20, and then go through and find that.